Hello, my loves. I hope you're doing good. I hope your week's going well. I know a lot of you observe holidays and are getting ready for your holiday. Didn't want to let the holiday pass by without dropping you this gem. So, like I told you, I'm shifting because I believe that talking more about our experiences as a small business owner helps new people who are looking to start a business but that are not sure which direction to go in, who to go to, how to start a business. So the first thing that you have to do before you even start a business, it would be mapping out what your idea is of how you would like your business to go. That and writing out the steps. Like I would like to start my own food truck, for example. What do I need? You have to get licenses, you have to get permits, etc., right? So for example, I'm a notary. I had to get my business. So that means, first of all, I had to establish my LLC. Second, I had to determine how much income would I think that I would be making, because if you're making $50,000 or more per year, I highly recommend you become an S corporation. I would even tell you to become an S corporation after a year of being in business, when you more have an idea of what kind of income you're bringing in to start out. The reason for that is because you're paying double taxes as an LLC. And a lot of people don't let you know that. But as an S corporation, you're only going to be taxed once, because you're going to be paying yourself as an employee and you're going to be paying taxes through that. So you're kind of, it's kind of the same thing, but you're going to pay more at the end as an S corporation. I mean, as an LLC. But if you're an LLC acting as an S corporation, that's going to save you more money on what you owe the IRS. The third thing would be finding out if you need any kind of business licenses, like with the city, with your state, and with your local city. So you would need to find out if, like, for example, I have to pay certain taxes to the state. As a matter of fact, I wish I had a paperwork to read to you. So I had to owe that. Since I hired employees, I had to hire a company to pay my employees. I personally like being with Gusto. Some people go with ADP. I like Gusto, and since I'm already established with them, I'm not looking to jump ship. I've been satisfied with their services. They're pretty affordable, and I've been able to pay my employees, and they automatically deduct what taxes need to be deducted from my pay and my employees when I hire people. So that's another thing you got to consider for your budget. On top of that, what state do you live in? How much is your LLC, and how much do you have to pay each year for that LLC to stay in business? So in Tennessee, our LLCs are $300. So that's $300 every year, on top of having to renew my notary association fees and having to take that exam every year as a loan signing agent to be able to conduct loan signings. That's another expense. You also have to determine if you need liability insurance, like, because I serve the public, I have to have liability insurance. Also, after hiring a certain amount of employees, you have to have workman's comp insurance. So it gets pretty challenging. And then you're trying to figure out how much to pay yourself. Usually in the beginning, if you're not making that much income, the income needs to go to your business. And you might have to take a loss where you don't take much home, which I've done plenty of, because again, I established this business, so I need to assure that it continues to run, and it's not going to run itself, and nobody's dropping me any money, which I tried, like I told you in the previous video. Now, I've been meeting people who own small businesses, and we've been talking, because we agree that people of our culture, to keep it lightly, have a much harder time being approved for these loans that other people probably get right off the top, because we hate to call the color card, but unfortunately culture does play a difference, because I was blatantly told by this person who turned me down for a loan that I could go and get with minority groups to see if I could get money from them. You know, they say it in a nice way, but you know what the hell they're saying. And so I told her I'm not a minority. So she says, oh, people of color or black people. She said something like that. I said, well, I'm not that either. So I told her I'm a human being. I am a human being who is running my business and working to run my business. I have just as much right as you and everybody else, because I don't come to you and tell you that you need to go to an all white meeting or all Asian meeting or whatever the hell it is. It's very disrespectful. So then I have people come to my business who tell me that I'm rude because I stand my grounds, especially in the town that I live in, because they're not used to people of color standing up for themselves. So because I'm not from here, I'm not used to their culture, and I'm used to standing up for myself, because where I've lived, I've never dealt with being treated this way. It's not a color thing where I've been from. It's more about who you are, you know, and unfortunately, a lot of times it's who you know. It's so sad, but it's true, because you could be better than somebody else at something, but because they know the right person, they could be half dim-witted, but because they have the right connections, they get through. And it's not hating on anybody, because I don't hate, I don't compete, but I do observe, and you can't help to call it out for what it is. If there's a freaking pink elephant in the room, why not call it out? Everybody's afraid to call out that pink elephant. The struggle is real. You know, and so that's why I'm sharing these things with you. I don't have to, but I don't know who else is sharing these things with you to expose what they're going through in their business on the back end. And most people will only tell you the glorious things that they've gone through, or tell you one sad story they went through, and will tell you that same fucking story over and over again, because that's all they have to lean on, because they don't know what true hardship is. Like a person like me, who's from the school of hard knocks, and nobody comes and drops anything on my lap. I have to go out and get me, right? And it's pretty frustrating when you have no support coming from anywhere, and you have to figure out how you're going to make $1 out of 15 cents. Because they know what they're doing, especially with us being in debt in this country. I won't be surprised if there's no more Social Security by the time we retire, because there's no money in this country. There are trillions of dollars in debt. Ever since they took the power away from the paper currency, you know, once it stopped being backed up by gold, it lost its power. Now we're no longer the biggest currency in the world, you know. So you have to go thinking and being wise with your moves, because I heard that there's some PPP loans coming up again, which I'm not going to hold my breath, because everybody and their mom is going to fly like roaches to apply for it. So I don't like doing that. I don't even like crowds, you know. I'm just a very low-key private individual who is just doing my best to establish what I'm working on establishing. And so I have people come here telling me that I'm rude because I'm very matter-of-fact, but other people love me, and they're like, oh, thank you so much, you're so great, you know. So you're gonna get somebody is going to disrespect you for the same thing another person will praise you for. That's why I don't care if you talk good or bad about me, because either way, what's it going to do? Are you going out of your way to give me a kind Google review? No, but you will go out of your way to give me a bad Google review. But your heart won't go and compel you to go give me a Google review, no matter how excellent my services were, unless I have to ask and beg for it. You see? So I'm trying to get you to put yourself in a person like my shoes, so that you can see that it's not all glamour and glitz in the beginning. And really the people that prosper are those people like me, who have gone through hell. Because I know many entrepreneurs, you hear a lot of their stories and nobody being there for them. And they went through a lot of hardships, lost businesses, money, people mocking them because they thought they weren't going to make it, and those people are now highly successful. So who's laughing now, right? So now, oh, they're the bad people because they don't come and help the poor people. Well, who was helping them when they were freaking going through it, right? And then when you have people like me who are trying to be helpful, I have people who I feel disrespected when people go out of their way to find my information off of YouTube to call me to ask me for help. Like, I'm your mentor. I'm here just dropping gems here, but other people will charge you to because I've paid a grip for the knowledge I have. I've even paid for the errors that have been committed because of trusting the wrong people. And I don't regret any of it because it's all part of the learning process, right? So you have to toughen up and put your mind to work, start mapping it out. That's called a business plan. It doesn't have to be all formal in the beginning. It's just you putting down what you desire to manifest if you desire to start a business. Second of all, you're going to have to develop leather skin, especially if you're going to deal with the public. Like people come and call me rude and because I don't let them have their way. Those are the people that call me rude because I stand my ground, I don't tell them, hey, are you stupid? You're stupid and unfocused and dumb. I don't tell them that. Oh, but they could tell me I'm rude, but I'm the rude one. So I just bite my tongue, remain as undetached as I possibly can, and do my best not to get in my ego. And, because we're all bent on feelings, and that's what's wrong with this world, is everybody's bent on their ego and their feelings. And, I don't like how you said that. You have to say everything so politically correct because that's how we've been brainwashed. And I'm a different type of thinker, so I don't fit the molds. And so because they expect me to kiss their ass because they're walking through my door. You need a service, I have a service. I'm professional. I do the best I can. I stand out because my business is nice. I invested into giving people a good experience from the moment they walk through my door to the moment they leave. But if you're still going to come and be ungrateful and disrespectful, talking all this trash, you could freaking leave. I don't need your money. I will still survive. I give you my word, because I'm a hustler and a survivor. One thing don't work, another thing will. So that's what I'm telling you, is that to put this all in a nutshell, you're going to have to sit down and start working on your plan. That's your first step. What do I desire to do? How would I go about it? Start going to Google to see what your state charges for an LLC. Do you have to pay city taxes? Call your city clerk, or go to call the Secretary of State. Whatever you have to do. Make it your due diligence, because that's your business. So you have to put the effort into it. That movie where they said, build it and they will come. Yeah, and it's not going to be exactly how you think, because the people I thought would support me did not support me, and the people I'm thinking are not going to support me, several of them do support me. So you never know where that support is going to come from. But you won't know either if you don't position yourself, and you have to take strong courage. You have to take strong courage if you're going to start a business. It's going to take a lot of courage. And just, if people come and help you, I'm going to give you some advice. Do not hire family or friends to work for you, because that shit does not work out in the long run. If you have something people that are really for you, because not everybody's the same. There are people who do have a support system. Wonderful. But I really don't like mixing my business, because then people come in whenever they want. They do whatever they want. They tell you how things are going to go because they feel that you are depending on them or codependent on them, and they guilt trip you, and they don't see the bigger picture like you do, because you were given the vision, not them. So they could care less whether you fall apart. At the end of the day, anybody could just walk out that door, not give a shit, and you're left on your own to figure things out. So you have to be kind of selfish, because everybody else is being selfish. Everybody else is not thinking about your best interest. And especially if you're somebody who's always been looked down upon, and all of a sudden you're working on changing your life, and things have changed for you, and people see that you're doing things, they're either going to envy you, they're going to talk shit behind your back, or they're not going to be genuinely happy for you, because then they're going to have that little haterade, because they didn't expect for you to amount to much. That's the kind of stuff that a lot of entrepreneurs have to deal with. And it's a very lonely journey for many entrepreneurs. So I'm not trying to be Mrs. Ballbuster. I'm encouraging you to start your business, but I'm also being realistic to let you know what steps you're going to take. Next week, I desire to continue this conversation to show you, okay, now that you got your LC, now that you mapped it out, taking it to the next step. I hope that I gave you some gems here for you to ponder on, to start working on your plan, and we'll go growing from there, okay? So you have a blessed day. I love y'all. Enjoy your holidays, and we'll talk soon. Peace.